What's up, everyone? It's your boy Jermaine, back with another video, back with another walking tour video. We in San Francisco. Right now we at the corner of Green and Leavenworth. And man, I'm gonna tell you, this block right here, this is one fancy block, I'll tell you. Fancy block. This is fancy buildings on these blocks, yo. It's kind of weird because there's like skyscrapers next to houses. You know, I don't know, it must have some weird zoning back in the day, but it would be kind of weird to live in a house next to, well, I guess that's not exactly a skyscraper, but it's a big building. Anyway, let's get this video started. What we're gonna do, we're gonna walk down to Lombard Street. We're gonna go up Lombard, we're gonna go down Lombard, we're gonna take a high down, and we're gonna go down to Fisherman's Wharf. So that's what we got going on in this video. So let's get this video started. Make sure you're watching this at home on your 4K TV or your Mac in 4K, or with your Oculus on maximum settings. Yeah, make sure you you know, watching it good, yo. So anyway, we're just gonna do a little roam video. I definitely never did this part of town, because over here it's just kind of like, it's just hills, and this neighborhood here is like Russian Hill for the most part. And I'm just gonna go ahead and tell y'all something about Russian Hill. Russian Hill's quiet, you know, it's very quiet. And wow, it's a whole lot cheaper to live over here too. Versus Green Street. That other Green Street, that's a fancy street, bro. Yeah, so yeah, it's really quiet over here for the most part. There's a lot of, you know, 3-story buildings. The buildings that are taller here, like those tall ones on the hill with those amazing views, these are gonna be more fancy buildings, yo. You know, I'm talking about a lot of money to live in. Not just your everyday average Joe folks are living around in those buildings, you know. But over here, you know, you get to Union Street, it's more apartments. You know, you can definitely find some deals around here. It's kind of interesting how the city changes. You know, it's kind of interesting how the rent prices go from this block to that block where we just started from. Because let me tell you, yo, if you look at that block where we just started from, man, your eyes will drop. I'm talking about $8,000 a month. Yeah, you know, $8,000 a month for a 1-bedroom, and even $10,000 a month for a 1-bedroom. But I'm telling you, the views, that's the only thing you would pay for in that scenario, but the views would be like insane. And then usually you wouldn't even see it for rent, because people like usually own those, you know, and they like just stay there all the time, or maybe they own it and they live somewhere else. You know, you have a lot of that going on around here. So it makes this neighborhood like really quiet, you know. Not that much traffic coming around through there. And another thing that makes this neighborhood a whole lot quieter is it's up a big hill. Anything up a big hill, you're gonna see less people walking around, believe me, because you gotta walk up hills. But when we get down below where things are flat, where all the landfill is, you know, where they built all the land, you're gonna see a lot of people down there because it's flat, it's easier to walk. That's where all the businesses are. But up here, you have a lot of people that just live up here. Okay, so this hill right here is Lombard Street, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the most steep hill in the whole city. I kind of find that hard to believe, because oh wow, yeah, that is pretty steep. I was thinking that other street, you know, I thought Kearney and Broadway, I thought that was pretty steep. But this hill looks crazy steep. Like, I wouldn't even go. I think she's trying to catch her Uber. See, I don't even drive down this street. Like, no way. Like, on a bike or a car. Like, ooh, this street's crazy, y'all. Like, I don't know how people live on that one. That's a steep one. Ooh. But yeah, that's like supposedly the steepest hill in the city. So if you want to go test your skateboarding skills, if you think you want to be the next Tony Hawk, you come right over here to Lombard and Leavenworth. And don't ride this hill, all right? I said don't ride it, because I think it's at 39 degrees, the slant, and I believe that's the slightest hill in the city. Some hills may look bigger, but let me tell you, just by looking at that one walking by, I think that that probably is the biggest hill in the city. I think so. Okay, so we're getting really close to Lombard Street. We're gonna start to see a lot of people up because I'm filming this on a Tuesday, and it's been busy lately. You know, the weather's been really nice, and you know, with the COVID restrictions, you know, being lifted and all that, people have definitely have started to come back, you know. So, you know, up here, we'll probably see a lot of people. It'll probably be super busy. Well, I make deliveries this building all the time, one of these buildings. I remember for months the elevator was broken, so I would have to like hike up the stairs. They just recently got it fixed, so I don't have to hike upstairs there anymore. But I don't see deliveries going there anymore either. Just recently I went there and I noticed, hey, they fixed the elevator. It actually looked like a brand new elevator, you know? That's always nice to see. You don't really see that in buildings often. Especially old buildings. Usually old buildings have those old elevators, you know? The ones with like the gates and shit, like, you know, you get your hand stuck in there. Once I was in the TL and I was trying to open the gate on an elevator, and my finger got popped in it, and I was literally dripping blood out of the building, like all the way to the door. And it was like, I don't know, maybe like 15 puddles of blood, like in the freaking elevator. It was crazy. Like, I was like, dang, that snapped the crap out of me. Anyway, let's get out of that, done with that conversation. Lombard Street, for all the tourists. There's two ways to go up. We can take this zigzag way on this side of the street, or we can take this straight way on this side of the street. I think I want to take this zigzag way because it can protect us from the sun as we are cruising up. I think the other way is going to be a little too bright, so we'll go up in just a second. I don't know, I'm just very curious. If you guys would you put in the comments if you would live on Lombard Street? Living on Lombard Street, you're gonna always have tourists always in front of your door. You're always gonna have people, you know, riding these things in front of your house all the time. It's never gonna stop, you know. During the pandemic, maybe it was nice living here because it was really quiet during the pandemic. Like, tourism was very low. But I'm just curious if you guys would you guys live on Lombard Street if you could? You know, I don't think it's that expensive to Lombard Street. Probably like, I don't know, maybe $3,000 or $4,000 a month. That's just my guess. I'm pretty sure it's not that desirable though. But it must be for some people, for sure, because it's a popular place, you know. Like skipping up away here. It's zipping. You gotta get to Fisherman's Wharf, right? Beautiful day at Lombard. Imagine having to park here every day. I would not want to have to park there every day. And there's like always people like out here taking photos. It's probably a really cool house though to have parties at. You just tell people, hey, I live on Lombard Street, like come over, you know. You definitely don't have to give directions if you live on this part of Lombard Street, because everybody knows it. Whee! Even the food delivery guys like this one. You know, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't think I've ever ever come here to do like anything. Ever a delivery, ever even back in the day when I used to repair cell phones. I've never been to this block. Maybe people actually don't live here, you know? But there's one for sale if you want to buy one. I just wonder how much that one is. I'm gonna check Zillow later tonight. So right here at the top of Lombard Street, and this is a really, really good location to get your car broken into. So if you're watching this at home and you're a tourist, don't leave anything in your car when you come to this neighborhood or any neighborhood in San Francisco. I would say don't even bring a car. So we're gonna go down this one, but it's gonna get really windy for a second, so I'm gonna cross and then we'll go all the way down Hyde Street here. All right, we'll go down here. Gosh, this is one hill to go down, let me tell you. It's actually a park. We'll probably walk through just to break the hills up, you know. I'm gonna actually kind of cruise down this hill, but before I just run down this hill, let's stop and look at some of the buildings around. Like this is kind of what the neighborhood looks like, you know. I kind of like this look. This is like, if I'm not mistaken, this looks like maybe late 80s, right? I could be wrong here. I kind of like that old funky California style, you know. And then look at this one with the rounded windows. Back in the day, yo, believe me, back in the day, they probably thought that building was super fly, yo. I mean, it's still super fly if you ask me, but especially back in the day with them curved windows. I don't know, that was probably 70s, 80s. I'm thinking more 80s, I could possibly be wrong. If you know, definitely put it in the comments down below. But I think it's around the 80s if I'm not mistaken. And here is the street with the cable car, by the way. Now, this is not the same cable car that takes you to, Powell Street. Or I could be wrong. I think this does actually take you to Powell Street. I think it does a lot of turning and twisting. But yeah, this is the cable car. That sound is always on that you hear because it's the cables moving. Renting with pride. This building actually to the left is not a bad building to move to actually. It's not, it is somewhat of a big building here with a really amazing view. You'll see right when we get over here. This building has a stunning view. It doesn't matter what floor you're on. You can be on the first floor. You got a stunning view, you know? But if you're on the top, I would imagine that view must be champagne, yo. Especially on the top floor. But even on the second floor, yo, the views would be epic because the building hangs off of this cliff. This park here just recently opened. We'll actually go through this park just because I see some steps here and I know we can sort of zigzag around. So yeah, I like those steps. We're gonna go through the park. I actually did a whole video on this park right when it opened. But yeah, here we go. Here's the other side of that building, so you would have like a really sick view of the city. This building over here, that's a rich building. This is anybody's building. Yeah. Thanks. All right, here we have it. Bruce Stairs. I'm just gonna give you guys an idea. This park just opened, but these stairs would make sick Instagram photo. You know, with this in the background, you know. I'm just kind of thinking creative, you know. If you've had like a hot chick there, you know, a dress, some crazy hair, yeah, you know, gotta get creative. But here we're in this park. This is the name of this park is Francisco Park, and this park is dope. It just opened. There's like restrooms here that people can use. There's also you know, this big huge green area that you can walk out on. Oh, it's a stunning day today. Great day to go out and make videos, I tell you. Great day to live. All right, let's go down. Nice views. We're gonna get back right on Bay Street, no, on Hyde Street, and continue going down towards the Fisherman's Wharf neighborhood. You know, one awesome thing about this bridge that they built, a lot of people have you know, said that this bridge is really, really long and it takes a long time to walk up. But the reason why they built this bridge this way is so it could be wheelchair accessible. So you could like easily like push someone, you know? So they had to, and since this hill is so freaking big, they had to make this thing so long, you know? So it wouldn't be like a huge hill to walk up. So they did a really, really good job of it. Like, it's really, really easy to walk up this hill, you know? And it's also really, really easy to walk down it. It doesn't feel like I'm like, you know, falling down a hill, you know? It's kind of cool. So this here is the dog area that they built here, which is kind of, I don't know, you guys know how I am about dogs. I think that people shouldn't have dogs, but yeah, they have a dog area here. Vegan life, yo. So around here, this is more of the Fisherman's Wharf neighborhood. You see like the housing look a little bit different. I can't tell you what year this is. I think this is 40s or 50s or something. It's something like that. I think it's much older, not 40s or 50s. It'll probably be like 60s, I'm thinking. But you have a lot of houses like this in this neighborhood. It's really, really, really beautiful. So here we you know, we have the dog area. We have this huge tree, which this tree was here before. Now before they opened this park, this was just like a green area. You know, it was kind of like fenced off, and it's just kind of like just grass and trees, and it just was kind of like a green area, you know, like no one, it wasn't open to anyone. No one could come here and visit or anything. And then eventually when they opened it, this is what they've made. They've made, you know, just beautiful place to spend the afternoon, you know. Beautiful place to spend the afternoon or the morning. I think this park closes at 10 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. So this here is a Waymo car. I know a lot of people probably haven't seen these cars with the thing on top. So that's one of the autonomous cars that's being tested in the city. I noticed since the city has opened back up, tourists are always taking photos of them and stuff. I've seen that a lot. And the reason why I think that is because tourists have never seen it in their hometown or where they live, you know. But if you've been around the city here, you're pretty much used to them because they've been around for a while. But they're basically driving around collecting data. That thing on the top is LiDAR. It bounces. It's like this laser that doesn't hurt people, and it bounces off of everything, like up to like I think 75 feet or 90 feet. So if someone is walking in front of the car, like it knows how fast that person's walking. If someone's riding a bike in front of the car, it knows how fast that person's riding a bike, and it knows like multiple items at the same time, you know. So it's super smart, you know. If you want to learn more about autonomous cars, check out LiDAR. It's something that Elon Musk is not a big fan of. because Elon Musk said us as humans, we drive cars with our eyes and we don't use LiDAR, which is very true, you know. It's very true. We definitely don't drive our cars with LiDAR. We drive our cars with only our vision. And Elon wants to use, you know, the vision method. I don't know. I think LiDAR is pretty awesome. But LiDAR is wicked expensive. Ooh, Tesla. Thinking of Tesla. But LiDAR is wicked expensive. That's the problem. I mean, it's crazy expensive. Like, it'd be hundreds of thousands of dollars to put LiDAR on cars. Versus a Tesla, you know, you can build a Tesla for like $30,000. So this is the first trolley we've seen. Huh. Some days they're not that busy. Some days they are, you know. It can all be hit or miss, depending on the day. So this here is North Point Street. This is a bike friendly route, actually. So if you you know, if you're taking Polk Street is a bike friendly route. Let's say you're coming from Market, you get off Market Civic Center. If you take Polk Street, it's a bike friendly route, and then you can take Polk Street all the way down to North Point, and then you can you know, continue going down to Embarcadero, which is bike friendly. I'm just gonna go ahead and walk because I don't want to wait until like anymore. So this here is pretty much a tourist neighborhood. Like, if you live here, you would never come here. Like, you would never have a reason to, unless you had some friends come into town and they're like from out of town. Yeah, this part of town's always changing. I think a lot of people that live here would probably appreciate this video, part of this video, because you don't know what goes on down here, because like I say, no one that lives here ever comes down here. So this is like this bike place where you can rent bikes. They're like all over the city. They're like really, really popular. They're called like Blazing Saddles. $20. Yeah, they're super popular.
$20 full body from behind, us looking behind, or what do you think? I know. I like your outfit.
Thanks. Dang, that chick was trying to buy a massage, and she was like full body from behind. Like, what? Is that what she said? I have to rewind the video. Yeah, this neighborhood right here is definitely different. We got a lot of trolleys here. They must be stuck or something. Sometimes the trolleys can be really, really slow around. You know, we're just gonna keep going all the way down till we get to this last street. I forget the name. Jefferson or something like that. Whew, it feels good out here. It's so windy. Oh. All right, let's keep going. Instead of walking down this street, I'm actually gonna walk through this building here. It's really, really awesome, actually. I don't think I've ever walked through this building, so I'll take you guys through really fast. This is super quiet right now. This street right here, I'm just gonna tell you guys, just be careful if you park. Just because there's a lot of people walking around doesn't mean, you know, you can leave things in your car and expect them to be there when you come back. Because I've seen videos of, you know, just people basically acting really bold, put it like that. I'm not gonna really talk about what they're doing. Oh, well, I'll tell you a story. This garage here, I used to work here for a short amount of time. I think I worked there for, how long did I work here? I think I worked here for like a couple months. We would like park the cars from the hotel over here. So this here is the armory. So someone was telling me if you're over here in this neighborhood and you call the police, the San Francisco police don't come. It's like a different police force that comes, because this whole block is like owned by the government or something like that. So like, don't bring weed over here. Some fire trucks. Looks like there's more coming, so I'm gonna keep going. So yeah, so this area, I think it's like owned by the government or something, some story like that. So off to the left here is like this hotel. It's called the Argonaut, which is a pretty cool hotel. It has this old style to it. Something else to point out about the city: you don't see a lot of brick buildings in the city, so it's rare to see brick buildings in the city. The reason why you don't see brick buildings in the city is because earthquakes. Gosh, it's so noisy over here. because earthquakes like break brick apart. So like when you want to build in an earthquake area, you want to build things that don't you want to build things that like don't break apart. So you want to use like stucco or like wood construction or like, you know, steel and metal construction. You don't want to use brick because brick crumbles, you know. So here is, for real, this is the main tourist drag right here. Once again, if you live in the city, if you're a local, you would not have any reason to come down here unless you're riding your bike through, because this is actually a really cool place to ride if you want to avoid cars, you know, because there's not a lot of cars. If you are riding along the Embarcadero and you want to go to like the Presidio, you would come along this way and you would go through the park and you go up that hill and you would go through Christie Fields, right? And you would continue to like the Presidio or like Golden Gate Bridge, or let's say you wanted to cycle to Marin, you would definitely come through this way. And I really like this way because, yeah, you do see cars here, but for the most part, it's kind of car free. Like, you have cars for like a few blocks, and then the rest is kind of car free, which is really awesome. You can cycle quite a bit, like, and be completely car free. You know, that's really awesome. I'm gonna cross the street here. There's In and Out. In and Out is always popping, yo. And right now, they're not popping. Well, this is like before the pandemic. Like nowadays, it's not like that. Before, it would be a line outside to go into In and Out. I remember, yo. And now it's not like that at all, yo. A lot of shops around here have definitely closed up. Like this place definitely closed down. You know, I remember it used to be like a Chipotle over here. This one, yeah, that one slipped away. You know, right when the pandemic started, that's when Chipotle closed that store. And they closed another one in Union Square. They just got rid of that one like super fast, you know. So I guess they knew, look, it's not coming back for a long time. Or maybe they wanted to close those stores anyway, but they just didn't because, you know, they had a reason to like keep them open. And then once everything closed down, it's like, close that store, you know. And it looks like it was a smart move because this is a Thursday and it's not that busy. Now, I must admit, on the weekends, it definitely gets a little bit busier than this, you know. But this is like proper summer, you know. Have a bunch of shops here. Bunch of souvenir shops. A lot of these that sell the clothing, a lot of them sell the same thing. You know, similar pricing. You know, some have like 10 shirts for. So some has 4 shirts for $10. Some have three shirts for $10. You know, it's something along those lines. This is a popular restaurant. It's got really large windows, and you see tourists packing up in there all the time, yo. It's like, yo, stop fighting trying to get up in there. Not anymore. Like, you can get in there and you don't even have to wait. A lot of these places you would have to wait a long time. Now, it could be like that now. It might not be like that, you know, this weekend. You know, I might fill up. This place, it's no longer here. I don't know what happened to it. It's like racing. Is there just someone like playing like music here like all the time? Just a little. But I guess since it's Thursday, maybe they're not there. I just recently went to this Applebee's. I had a friend that was like getting ready to move and he wanted to go here. So he was like, hey, meet me at that Applebee's. And I was like, That's in like the most touristy neighborhood in the city. And he's like, yeah, meet me there. And I was like, cool. So I went there, and we met at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and yo, it was like no line, no waiting. You know, it was like really, really smooth. It wasn't like it wasn't busy like it would normally be, you know, because there's just like a lack of people. This place is still popping though. This place is still open. There's another like crab restaurant that's right behind that I see. It survived, and it's still open. They're still popping out all the time. Something smells really good around here. It smells really good. It smells like bread. It's probably not vegan though. Dang, bro, you just ran the red light. Now it's green. All right, I'm gonna cross now. It's getting warm. I'll walk in the middle for a minute. Oh gosh, I may have to like edit this part out a little bit because of that music. YouTube's like really strict about that. All right, so we're making our way around. This place is popping today, I tell you. This is the Starbucks. I wonder, is this even open? Oh yeah, it is open. Got to have Starbucks, so Starbucks is the meeting place, and then everybody needs the, you know, their favorite coffee drink. All right, guys. So I think I'm gonna wrap this video up. Yeah, we've been walking for a minute. We got to see a handful of sites. And now we're done. So thanks a lot for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace out, yo. Wow, look at all the bikes.